Good afternoon. I'm Dennis Willick with Nationwide Southwest, America's marketing group here in Bedford, Texas. And with me today, we have Mark Politz, who is the Director of Service with Nationwide Marketing Group. And also, you head up the Service Leaders Network, a very valuable asset that we're working on. So good afternoon, Mark. Nice
Dennis,
to have you here.
It's good to be here with you as well. Thank you for the invitation to come and be with you today.
Well, tell us a little bit here now. How long has it been now that since the inception of SLN?
Well, Service Leaders Network is a division of Nationwide Marketing Group, and its sole purpose is to support the appliance sales dealerships that have service. And a need was seen about 2 years ago. Many members of Nationwide had mentioned to leadership, you all do a great job on the marketing side, the support, the retail, the financing side. All of that is just wonderful for sales support, but you don't really support us on the service side. Leadership saw that need, and so they came up with the concept of Service Leaders Network, a division of Nationwide Marketing Group, and it is a support division. And the sole purpose, as I said, is to provide that support to our members.
Well, let's talk a little more about that, Mark. And I think it's important also maybe to dig a little deeper into your background.
Well, my background started 40.5 years ago as a beginner technician with an independent service company in my hometown of Daytona Beach, Florida. And that's where I started getting my training as a service technician. Prior to that, in another life, in another career path, I owned my own business. So I had the business acumen that was instilled in me from my father. And with that business acumen and ultimately the progression of my training in major appliance repair service, making my way through as a technician into a service manager, ultimately launching out into my own service business as an independent servicer, and then from there transitioning into sales with service. So I had a sales operation, service operation, delivery and installation operation.
Now, as we look ahead, and we've opened up Service Leaders Network, and you're now director over that, and we're pushing forward. And I remember you calling me one day, and we got together and chatted a while about some things that you were going to be doing down the road. And then you gave me a call one day and said that, hey, there was a school not very far from where we are here today in Collin College, and that was up in Allen, Texas. How did that go?
Well, it went very well. I'd like to give a little background and foundation to what you're talking about. SkillsUSA is a national educational organization. It is one of the nation's largest, and it is a nonprofit organization, and it partners private industry with education. SkillsUSA supports 130 skilled trades within our workforce. And of those 130, major appliance is one of those. I happen to sit as the national co-chairman for the national program, and I oversee the starting, the support, and the management of major appliance programs, training programs throughout schools in the U.S. With the resources and the connections and the organization that SkillsUSA has and provides to schools, school systems, and programs such as residential and commercial appliance technology. That's a lot to say, so we call it RCAT for short.
Right.
But with all the things that we have to provide to help a school start a major appliance training program, one of the things that I do as I travel around the country in my job with Nationwide is to visit schools and propose to them, give them the opportunity to start a program. And that's what happened last year. I've just been with Nationwide for just over a year now. And I think it was within the first month or month and a half, you and your group invited me to come speak at one of your business meetings. And I was honored for that. And as I typically do, when I know I'm going into a market, I'll look around for trade schools. If we don't have a trade school, a program already in that market, I'll do a search. And I asked a few of my colleagues that are in the industry in the local area, and I did some research. And we came up with Collin College as a school that we should go to and visit with. And so I did that. I made a phone call, I made a cold call. They invited me to come talk to them. I did. After an hour and a half, they said, wow, this sounds like a program we'd really like to take on.
Well, listen, let's move ahead here a little bit. I do want to talk more about where you're headed and some of the goals. So as you look at this, what are some, let's say, what are maybe the top 3, 4, 5 goals that you've kind of laid out in front of this? So obviously, you have a lot of things that you're attempting to get done here, but I'd like you to kind of maybe prioritize slightly a little bit about what are the main aspects of this organization? What is the main things that we want to get done? And what is it going to, how are the things you're doing here going to really benefit our membership?
Well, Dennis, I can base that on feedback from members. In fact, the Service Leaders Network is founded on the suggestions and requests from what we call performance groups, which are groups of servicing members. They're like a peer group, and they are the ones that spoke to the leadership of Nationwide and said, we need a Service Leaders Network. And this is why we need to have some sort of service support. I can sum up in probably 2 words everything that falls under the banner of Service Leaders Network, and that is services and resources. In the case of services, some of the services that we provide are we provide business management counseling for servicers. So there's a lot of service companies out there that have been running their operation for many years. And they will tell you, admittedly, they're probably not very efficient at doing this. And there are some areas where they struggle. Maybe some they're doing well and maybe some they're struggling. One of the services we offer is business management training, business management counseling. I'm available to do that, and I've done that with some of your members as well. They call me and say, I'm looking to hire technicians. Where do I do that? So that's an example of part of the services. And then with the resources, an example of those resources, I'd invite everyone to log into MemberNet, which I'm sure many of them do daily. But over on the right side panel, under the quick links, go all the way to the bottom to the Service Leaders Network. Click on Service Leaders Network and look at our website or web page within MemberNet of Service Leaders Network. There you will find about 12 different categories where I have introduced content into these. We have well over 40 hours of training in MemberNet. We have videos in there that I have created on business management. 2 of those that are real important to many of the members are cost of doing business. How do you know what your cost of doing business? Because so many members are telling me, we don't make money, we lose money. We just have it to support sales. How about negotiating your manufacturer warranty rates? How many folks do your sales reps hear your dealers are telling them, my manufacturer warranty rates are just terrible, very low? Those are some of the things that we provide as resources: technical training, business management training, resources as to other training organizations such as SkillsUSA, Fred's Academy, Master Appliance, Dyer Academy. I'm working now at Dyer Academy, just a few miles from this office, to put a program in there for the nationwide and nationwide Southwest members to provide members a discount on attending their training.
Well, that is wonderful. Let me tell you something. These points of interest that you've hit on, they are spot on. And I can tell you right now, there's not a time goes by, a week goes by anymore that we are not getting calls, fielding calls, whether it be our MBA team in the field or member business advisors calling in here, telling they've been talking with someone in the field, one of our members, and these members are just begging for help. And they're begging for help in a lot of ways. And some of the things that you hit on is we make no money, or the thing about, oh, by the way, Dennis, I fought for a rate increase. And I said, well, how did that go? And they say, well, we got 40 cents. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
and you're not exaggerating.
No, it's like an insult.
Yes, it is.
And so putting together this team, and you heading up this team on Service Leaders Network, and being able to now have a voice of community rather than having a single voice talking to somebody. Now we got a voice where, hey, let's all come together and become an 800-pound gorilla. Where we can flex some muscle and talk about the things that is needed out there, has been needed for a long time. And I know manufacturers are going to keep service and things like that. They're going to push that down as hard as they can. They're going to spend the bare minimums that they can get by with. But at the same token, I think the whole thing here is, well, let me ask you a question, Mr. Manufacturer. How many products are you taking back that could have been serviced if you had supported this more on this side, helping us to get more technicians in the field? And we're asking vendors, my role, I'm talking to vendors all the time, why aren't we engaged more with Service Leaders Network and looking at what this could be out here? And how many man hours are spent on the phone working with returns, trucks running up and down the road, returning product that could have been serviced in the field?
Sure.
And I keep looking at different ways on saying, well, okay, you got money in this hand and money in this hand, right? So let me ask you a question. What hand are you willing to put money in versus what hand are you willing to take money out of? And I think the whole ball game now today is going to be, as we move ahead, getting our members, the independents, the backbone of the United States of America. These independents need our help more than ever. And I can't tell you enough what it means to have you involved here and running with all of the different fronts that you've got going. Let's talk a little bit about, you held another meeting yesterday. I'd like to know, how did that meeting go? And what was you able to maybe accomplish from that meeting?
Well, yesterday's meeting was a culmination, a continuation of the meeting that we had in July, which was an exploratory meeting. At that meeting, we brought everyone together to see of the need for technicians in the market, of the employment opportunities, and the wage scale. We looked at all of that as an economic factor within the market area. And they decided that they wanted to go forward with this project. Now, it typically takes 2 years from the day I make cold contact until we open the doors. It typically takes 2 years, sometimes even a little more, to start a program that is a major appliance program. In this case, working with Collin College, we were able to slim that down by using some different methods, but still we are getting the core foundation of this course, and we got it done in 1 year. The first class will start this next school year, August, September, of this next year, of this year for the 22-23 school year. And yesterday we had a meeting of the advisory committee, or we formed the advisory committee, and we had about 25 folks from industry attending, and we had 4 of the main major players of the school administration there who also did some speaking. Leading up to that, this past probably last 2 weeks, I've had no less than, I don't know, probably 6 conversations, both on the phone and virtual, with the Department of Labor at Washington, the Department of Labor, Texas, the Texas Veterans Commission, Texas Workforce Commission, and the Department of Labor Job Corps. So I've had multiple conversations with those folks, looking at the different methods or different programs that they have that can be helpful to our members, to provide our members with recruitment resources. These are recruiting folks out of maybe a displaced workforce, a displaced career. These are also working with the different veteran commissions or veteran programs out there. These are programs that will provide funding for training tuition, for lab fees, tools, uniforms, and in the case of veterans, this will also provide for them some housing funding if they have to relocate from somewhere. There's also employer tax credits available. All of these things are available through multiple services through the federal and state level. These are the things that I've been working on very hard for the last couple of weeks to bring together here in the Dallas area at Collin Technical College. So we're very excited about this. We'll have those classes open up, as I say, in August, September, and they will be running continuously. We'll have certain modules that we'll be able to take as far as product categories and things of that nature. And as we get more and more interest and more students enrolled, if we have to open a second course at the same time, we'll hire a second instructor and a third. We have the ability to literally run 4 classes at the same time with 4 different instructors if we get that much interest. And that's a great benefit to your members. For those members that did not attend, I do want to again give a call out to Chad Gifford of Gifford's TV and Appliance as one of your members,
Right.
who was named as one of the chairmen of this advisory committee. He's very excited and very engaged. I'd love to see as many members as we can possibly get become engaged in this, because this is part of the resource we are building for the members to be able to recruit trained, skilled technicians.
Unbelievable. And I want to tell you something. Mentioning Chad Gifford, and he's got a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, very smart kid. And what I look at there is as he's engaged and gets deeper into this with you all and gets a better understanding of the whole thing, we will bring him to meetings that we have with all of our members at our prime times and stuff, regional meetings, and we'll get him up and let him explain, this is what I see from a member's view. It ain't us sitting here talking about something, it's this is what I am experiencing. And I think that will be a tremendous way for us also to get the message out. You know, it's a tough thing for independents, and my hat's off to them, because you know, every morning when the sun comes up and they put the key in the door, they think they have their day kind of figured out, right? Well,
I hope so.
Probably 95% of the time, it don't always work out. There's always something happens during the day, and they wear all the hats, and you know, they want more service techs. They want to know that they can get parts. They want to know that they're getting paid rates. They want fair rates. They want all these things, and yet at the end of the day, how much time can they absorb in that arena?
Not very much.
That's the point I'm making. Now we get to the point of where we're going. So here's what we say to them. Okay, you don't have time to go out and do all of this. You don't have time to fight all these battles. Let us work on this for you. Let us bring it to you after we do all the hard work and break the sweat, roll up the sleeves, and get this thing done. I'm going to tell you something. This can be one of the biggest success stories that we have as a marketing and buying group.
Mm-hmm.
If we can help our members get back in on this front. And you know, as you talk to members, this is something I find really interesting. The percentage of them that at one time did have a service department and had technicians, and those technicians worked with them for years and years, and then as they retired, there wasn't any more to bring on. And so slowly, a lot of the service departments died off. I'm out there presenting a case that, hey, if I can buy an appliance from you and I have one phone number to call, I'm going to call Mark Pollitt's appliance store, and you're going to do it all. That's a whole lot better than reaching out to some 800 line,
Mm-hmm.
and you may or may not be able to understand the person on the other end of the line. I'm saying today we have an opportunity to put this together. Thank you so much, my Lord. A lot of hard work has gone into this from your side. All the different things that you're talking about as far as help with students, paying for it, things like that. We need to get our vendor world, these manufacturers engaged in maybe coming up with, scholarships and different things that we can use there. There's just so many things that need to get done. And you just getting the ball rolling has been unbelievable to me. And I want you to know how much I appreciate everything. And thank you so much, Mark Pollitt, for all the effort and hard work you have put into this. And anything that I can do personally or we can do from the Nationwide Southwest group here to help you, we're here for you 100%.